Okay, the 6th month was the month of discipline. Now, what is discipline? You all can go ahead and search the definition in the dictionary. This is not that kind of video. But what I can say is that my mom made 6 children. 7 if you count the one that died early on. So I am supposedly the 6th one come in birth that been born, right? And then, you know, when well, my mom and my father, right? Well, they kind of have a breakout at a certain point after I've been born, and for a long time I kind of blamed my father for that, right? But now I realized that this man had no discipline. He had no self-respect, self-discipline. Most importantly, right? Because when you make 6 children and you're poor, you're broke, right? You're coming from a broken family. That just tells me, one, your pull-out game is weak. Second, you're not thinking about future. You have no discipline. You don't really understand. You know what is involved to actually raise a child, right? So, see, me, I was just doing these videos now. This is the 6th one. And I went through some stuff, right? I went out to the shop, I eat, whatever. And now when I was about to do the 6th one, I realized that's getting a little bit heavy, right? So, you see, unless you have discipline, you can't really get through stuff, man, in this world. Yeah? And when you have that discipline coming from somebody else that is a winner, with a mentality of a winner, it's a champion. He knows what he's doing. He's a genius. You have a mentor, therefore. It's a lot easier, definitely, clearly, right? But you have to understand something. Nobody can install in you self-discipline. That's something that has to come from inside. And then you get a little bit of help or maybe greater help, that this man, this woman can give to you through the mentorship, to their knowledge, right? So then, the best teacher that you can have in life, unfortunately, is your failure. Whenever you're failing, you just find a way that didn't work, and you can improve on that. Okay, now, I don't want you to go around failing like an idiot just to learn stuff, but I want you to accept failure as part of the process. Okay? And discipline requires repetition and requires a lot of failure, and requires understanding the little bits, little differences that you can improve on, and discarding the bullshit that didn't work, it made no damn sense. Say for example, an application, right? When they creating it, they put in some features on, and then it has to reach some people, right? A certain audience that is targeted, obviously. Then there's some advertise creation process, right? So then what they do a couple of samples and they test them, and when they have some successful ones, what they do, they just choose those, right, that they're being tested, and they they feel like it's worth spending money on them, because every time you push an ad up there, it requires money, right? You spend resources on that, so you wouldn't push some dumbass advertise unless that you test them, right? You are certain that they have a certain result, right? So then it's fruitful for you, and it makes sense to invest all that. So you know, out of you'll be amazed like the amount of advertised ads fail, and how many they test before they find a few of them that they're successful and they actually bring some money back. So everything, you'll be amazed how many times a gymnast tries an exercise and fails before they actually do it. Everything in this world requires discipline, man. You know, we are all some sort of athletes in a way, if you think about it. It's all hard work, really. It's never really a one shot, a lucky shot. That's just bullshit, man. I heard some man saying one time, um, "How did you get How did you get rich?" You know, if somebody asked him, How'd you get your billions? How'd you get your rich, your wealth, whatever?" So he said, "You know what? It's not about becoming rich, but it's staying rich. It's the challenge, because any idiot can actually become something, but then they realize that's not them, right? That's not for them, and they're just gonna lose it." Yeah. So I guess if you're not disciplined enough about something, and it's what you want to do, really, right? Comes from inside you. You're gonna lose it. Same way as my father lost his family, right? 6 children, 5 children, and then he was blaming my mom about taking away from him his children's, but it really took it away from him. She just run for safety because he was a fucking animal. Couldn't control himself. He had no discipline. So he lost it. And good for her. She tried to save the last, whatever she got left. We're still alive, isn't it? We're still there. But then that just tells because sometimes you think, well, it's gonna be easy. You got support nets, yeah. Your family's gonna support you. You got friends. You got this. You got that. You're always thinking like that, right? But unless you are broken to the very bone, and you have nothing to understand, no safety net at all, you're not really self-disciplined enough and doing it. When you're doing it, you do it like your life depends on it. You understand? You always think in the back of your head, I know, but they're gonna save me. They're gonna know it's okay. You always kind of have this reckless attitude about it. But if you would think about it as your life depends on it, from the first moment to the last, and I imagine the type of achievements you'll have, that would be something. So yeah, self-discipline is far more important than anything else in a man's life. If you want to become a real man, this has to be coming from inside you, from the pain, from the blood and tears, from the moments that nobody was there to save you. Okay? And when you get that and you're comfortable with this, You become comfortable with understanding that there's nobody there to actually do it for you. You have to do it because your life will depend on it. Then you learn how to appreciate things. You learn how to progress towards the right things that matters. And then you could potentially help others as well, but gotta help yourself first and always have that winner mentality. Never doubt yourself, whatever you do, because people will do that for you. So your duty is to believe in yourself 100%. Put all in on yourself all the time, even when you lose. Even if you lose, make sure you are absolute certain that you're gonna win. And then you learn a hard lesson, but still you never doubted yourself. And that's still a good thing. Now, whatever you're disciplined into it, right? Whatever you put that sort of energy into, my opinion, right? It has to be a positive way, something good that brings something good into this world. Otherwise, it will all be for nothing. Okay, the system in place is gonna cut your ass because you're just one man, no matter how smart you are. And now with the AI, which is just wait until the general intelligence, artificial intelligence coming up, which will be far smarter than a human being, and your ass will be cut in seconds, man. You wouldn't have time to scam nobody. So then we move in on the next one, okay? Next very important thing, which is integrity.